Ben plants a butterfly garden. Everything was neat and tidy in Ben's garden, except for one sunny corner. "How can I make this corner pretty?" said Ben. "I've got an idea," said the ladybird. "We'll help you," said the worm. "You can grow some flowers," said Worm. "And you can grow some butterflies too," said Ladybird. "I like butterflies and I like flowers," said Ben. "I'll begin by clearing the nettles." "Oh, leave some of the nettles," said Worm. "Your butterflies will be born here." "Look under this nettle leaf," said Ladybird. Ben looked and saw some tiny, tiny eggs there. "These don't look like butterflies to me," he said. "Don't worry," said Ladybird. "They will turn into beautiful butterflies. The eggs are butterfly eggs. Now you must plant some flowers that the butterflies will like," said Worm. Ooh, 2 pages. Ben bought some special seeds so that he could have a butterfly garden of his own. He dug a flower bed and raked it. He planted the seeds and gave them some water. Ben has planted the seeds and covered them with soil. And there they are under the ground, near Worm. And he's given them some water. About 1 week later, Ben saw the first little shoots sticking up through the earth. "My flowers are growing," he said. "But what about my butterflies?" Worm says, "A little shoot is growing up. A little root is growing down." Now the plant roots growing under the soil to suck up all the water that they need. Just like that. But what about the butterflies? Ben went to look at the eggs on the nettles, but instead of eggs, he found lots of small, hungry caterpillars. We know a story about that, don't we? The caterpillars have hatched out of the eggs. These caterpillars eat nettles. That's why their mother laid her eggs there. So the mummy butterfly lays her eggs on the nettles so that the caterpillars have got something to eat. "These don't look like butterflies to me," said Ben. "Oh, trust me," said Ladybird. "They'll grow into butterflies, but first they have to eat the leaves to grow into big caterpillars." The caterpillars ate the leaves and they grew bigger and fatter and bigger and fatter. And Ladybird says, whenever the caterpillar's skin gets too tight, it falls off. And there's a new skin underneath. Oh, that's clever there, look. Can you see the old skin coming off? And there's a new bright green skin underneath. How clever. The days were hot and long. The flowers in Ben's garden started to bloom. Lots of bees came to visit them, but there were no butterflies, and all the caterpillars had disappeared. "I like those greedy little caterpillars," said Ben. "Where have they gone?" "Come and look behind these leaves," said Ladybird. "You're going to have your butterflies very soon." So look. Ooh. "That doesn't look like a butterfly to me," said Ben. "It's called a chrysalis," said Ladybird. "And inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar is turning into a butterfly." Wow. When the caterpillar's fully grown, it spins a thread to attach itself to a twig. And then it loses its skin for the last time. And underneath, there's a hard case called a chrysalis. And there it is. I wonder what's happening in there. Ben watched the chrysalis carefully A few weeks later, the case split open, can you see? And the new butterfly came out. And at last, when it had dried out in the sun, the butterfly was ready to fly off straight to its favourite flowers. And before Ben knew it, oh my goodness. Ooh, make sure you can see this. Lots of butterflies were flying into his garden. Oh, look at that. Woo! Oh, I love a flap. These do look like butterflies, said Ben. And they like the flowers in my special butterfly garden. What does Ladybird say? The flowers give the butterflies their food. Butterflies suck the nectar from the middle of the flowers. Whoa. Let's have a look. Let's just move it down a little bit so you can see these butterflies again. Look at all those different colour ones. Big ones, small ones, blue ones, tea ones. Amazing. There we go. Now, we've got to make sure we fold that up carefully, haven't we? That is a flap and a half. And that, I think, was the end. There's some information in the back about growing yourself a butterfly garden, planting some seeds in spring to grow them so that when the caterpillars grow and turn into butterflies, they've got some lovely flowers to go and feed from. Did you like that one? Thanks. Bye.